Tesla, Apple, Lululemon, great companies, right? Actually, a lot of those companies suck to work for.
Yeah, you apparently didn't put one of the new cover sheets on your TPS reports.
A lot of those companies don't really do any marketing.
What's the matter, Wilbur?
They changed my Coke.
But why do we love them so much? Well, it's simple. It's because they're absolutely freaks about their product. And that's what this video is going to be about today. I'm going to talk about a few of the things that matter in a product, and I'm going to show one example of a company who is a good company. They're trying really hard. It's a product I use personally, and they're screwing up one thing, and it might kill the company.
You blew it!
Now, this is not an endorsement. Nothing's paid, because I'm actually going to bash the companies, one of the things they do. But I'll first start out with that at Apple, Steve Jobs was one of the worst guys in the world to work for.
My camera's not turning on. I could slide it and let go. Not turning on. Here. Okay.
They're super secretive. You've got to work crazy long hours. And when you think about it, like, they only have, what, 5 or 6 products? You can fit everything Apple makes on a kitchen table, on a small kitchen table. And you think of big giant companies, the biggest companies in the world, like Apple, and you think, oh, well, they have to have tons of products and everything else. And no, they only have to do a few things very, very well. And I think it's so key for anyone who has a business or offers a service, or if you're a hairdresser or whatever, you're your own entrepreneur, you're a freelancer, even if you're just looking for a job, you've got to be an absolute freak about your product. Now, the other stuff matters. It's going to come into play, but you've really got to dial in on your product. So with that, let me jump to my example. Please don't sue me because I'm talking about your product. I think it's going to help you in the long run. So, cactus juice. Let's see if we can get that light. There's lighting. Basically, this stuff is like bug spray, and it's safe for your skin. It doesn't have DEET. It's 100% natural. It's like made out of cactus and eucalyptus and some other stuff. It smells good. It's rad. I live in the Caribbean, and there are mosquitoes that have Zika and dengue and everything that you don't want. And there's also these things called no-see-ums that bite your legs, and they're the most painful bites like 3 days later. Like a mosquito bite, you feel it like in a couple hours. Like, these things are the worst. So this stuff keeps that away, and I don't have to use off. Like, literally, I have to use bug spray in the Caribbean pretty much every day. And so I don't want to put like a bunch of DEET all over my body all the time. So my mom was like, I love this stuff. It works great. And I was like, you know what? Send me a link. And so she sent me a link, and I went on Amazon and I bought it. And I'm going to come back to where they're screwing up their marketing a little bit. But so I went on Amazon and bought it, and I bought one of these bug sprays, and I think I bought one that has like sunscreen in it. I ordered 2 bottles, and they actually sent me 4 bottles, and they said, hey, we know you're gonna love this so much that we want to give you an extra bottle for free, and just give it to one of your friends because we know they're gonna love it too. And I was like, wow, this company is rad. I even think they hand signed it, that note. They might have handwritten the whole thing. I'm like, what a great company. These guys are trying hard. My mom loves their product. Like, it's got to be good, right? And, well, it is good, and it works. Here's the problem. The pump, the spray pump, doesn't work. It is shitty from the beginning. It, like, kind of works for the first, like, third of a bottle, I think, when there's enough pressure in there, and then it just doesn't work. Now, I don't know where they manufacture these things. I don't know if it's the US or China or whatever, but I think they probably make this concoction in the US, but they probably order these bottles from, let's see if it says. No, they probably order them from China or from Mexico. But regardless, they don't work. They suck. And I have to question, like, okay, so these guys are out of Texas. Like, maybe they don't have to use these year-round or every day to know that their bottles suck. And so literally, it pisses me off. It's such a good product though that I have to resort to. I went to a hair salon and I bought, or a like hairstylist place, and I bought like one of these spray bottles that actually works good. And it like puts out like this like beautiful little mist, like actually works. This, nothing, doesn't work. And this is not just one bottle. I ordered like 20 of these. So if these guys were more like Apple or more like Tesla and they were freaks about their product, then they would take over the market. And they're so close. They've got the marketing down. They've got their branding down. They have, you know, most everything. But the biggest problem is they took their eye off the ball when it came to product. They put out a product that was good enough. And I gotta tell you, it is good enough. I hope you're doing well. I hope you have a couple $1 million in revenue a year. But if you want to be a massive company, if you want to, because, and I think they do because they're really helping people, then it's simple. Focus in on your product. Because I bet you a bunch of people that don't have to use bug spray every day, they use that bottle and they're like, dude, this bottle sucks. And maybe they give the company another chance because the spray works so good, like the repellent, and they order another one and the bottle sucks, and then they're just over it. They're like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy the natural stuff off the shelf at CVS or Vons or whatever, like the, you know, off natural or Cutter natural, and that stuff smells like shit. It doesn't work that good. So be maniacal about your product. Now, for big companies, I feel like it's harder and easier. But like Lululemon, for example, all the way down from their lowest level employee, they're supposed to take any negative or positive feedback about any piece of clothing, shorts, underwear, sports bra, whatever, and they're supposed to tell the store manager, hey, like, after I was wearing this for 2 months, like this kind of rips, or like this, like, hey, I don't like where this pocket is because like it doesn't, there's no point for it or whatever. They send that information to store manager, who sends it to corporate. Corporate literally makes these tiny changes in their product. Every release, every quarterly, you know, fashion release, they make these tiny changes. They don't even tell the public about it. They don't say, oh, like, hey, we figured out, like, you don't need this extra pocket, or hey, we figured out if we change the lining of these pants to this different material that you won't have any issue with like rash if they get wet or whatever. Like, they just focus on the product. And so as a human who's maybe not the, you know, maybe don't run this huge enterprise, maybe don't actually have a business, and you're like, hey, how does this affect me? Well, if you're a freelancer or whatever you are, like, just really focus on your product. It's how you're gonna get referrals. It's how you're gonna get other things. So if you're a car wash, deliver the best car wash and deliver it quickly. And don't do something that's good enough. And you're like, well, people are just, they come here because I'm the only car wash for 10 miles. Like, no, I don't care if you have to raise your prices, because think about the companies I mentioned that we love. Apple, Tesla, Toomey. They charge more than anyone for their products. So if you run a car wash, give the best car wash possible. Charge $2 more, but make it faster. And make sure your guys know, no water spots. You can't leave anything. If you're a hairdresser, make sure when people come in that everything is clean, everything's perfect. Now, you probably should be watching YouTube videos to work on your skill, to work on your techniques. Every night, you should be getting a little bit better. Figure out what your product is and make it better, because it's gonna change your life or your company. And if this cactus juice company, you know, I feel bad that they're this close, and I think they could make the change. Anyway, if you've got questions about your company, shoot a comment down here on YouTube. I will respond to it for sure. Share this channel with your friends. Giving away an iPhone X if you subscribe to the channel. Also on Instagram, if you comment and tag 2 friends on any of my photos in January, then and you can enter every photo or whatever, then you're entered to win again. So subscribe to this YouTube channel, share this YouTube channel. If you have any negative feedback, because this YouTube channel is part of one of my products, then give me the feedback. Let me know what I'm doing wrong in these these comments. Don't just put a thumbs down. Like, tell me. Just be like, you suck because the lighting isn't good enough in this video, or you suck because I can't follow your storyline, or hey, we need to see more props, like we need this stuff written out. Tell me what you need. Tell me how I can make this better. Anyway, have a good day. I'm James Charles Payne. Check out my Instagram at James Charles Payne. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'm